Roger Silver character, for example, I based that on a character called Roger Sterling from Mad Men. Uh, I wanted to have an ad executive, and since Mad Men over the last few years, when I was writing this especially, was a big show about the 1960s, I decided let me have an ad executive, a Jewish guy. And so I based it on that Roger Sterling character. But that Roger Sterling character is sort of goofy and inoffensive. He's a bit of a prig and he's an asshole, but he isn't a murderous. We end up we this is I think it's in the second book that he comes along, but he basically ends up with the woman who later marries Paulie Maravelli, this young girl who's like 45, 50 years younger than Paulie. Uh, he is her lover in the early part of the book, and she wants to get rid of one of her rivals. There are three young girls that we meet: Carla, the girl that ends up being killed, and then another one who's a real life person whose name I forget. The third girl, she actually it just slipped my mind. But so they meet these young girls, and so I think I have. I forget what good qualities I have in him, but you always have to have some kind of a quality. For example, I mentioned Tony Luft. Tony Luft, there's a scene with him and some younger kids in this book where he ends up saving the younger kids from someone. There's the pathetic scene where Tony tries to ask out the girl Carla Schmidt, who later marries Paul, or who's married to Paulie at the time. He and it's a kind of sweetness that he has. And then when she rejects him and thinks he's an idiot, he ends up masturbating in a cellar. So that again so we know this guy is a boob and an idiot, but also a psychopathic killer. We get a moment of sweetness, and then we get a moment of the total patheticness of the character. Vito Vincetti, as I said, was a psychopath, basically, in Vincetti Brothers. We see in that book there's a really great scene where he tries a jewelry heist, and we get a little bit of his humanity there. Or is the jewelry heist here in? Is it in Norwegian? No,
the jewelry heist. I don't. There's so many things.
Yeah.